Hi everyone and welcome to Defi Daily, the channel where every day we talk about DeFi, going through different analyses, tutorials and news. Today we're going to talk about one of the most promising platforms on Solana, and I'm talking about Orca. Orca is a DeFi platform that is growing like crazy in the last week and has introduced a new way, a new kind of interface and user experience that I truly believe can be really helpful to increase the number of users that are doing something with the DeFi. And that's why I truly believe that this kind of platform deserves a really closer look, and this is what we will do today. Okay guys, before to start I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is really easy. You have just to press the button subscribe, and if you want to also receive a notification on your device every time I post a new video, just press the ring bell button. And please leave me also a thumbs up to help it spread the word and reach more people. It's just a small action, but truly means a lot to me, and also it really helps the channel to grow and to reach more people. So if you do it, I'm really grateful to you. A quick disclaimer also, always remember that all the contents in this channel are just for educational purpose and nothing has to be intended as a financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that could be a great idea, but please do your own research before investing in anything. Okay, we are ready to start, and I would like to start having a look to the Orca homepage. This is the Orca homepage, and the first main difference that I said, wow, that's something new. This is this bar that you can find here where it is written try media to 8. And this is really interesting because they are introducing a new way of swapping token that could be much more easier for people. All you have to do is to type, let's say, an amount, let's say 10, and automatically you will receive some proposal to make a swap even faster. Otherwise, you can also write something like 10, let's say USDC, and automatically you will have the possibility to swap your USDC for whatever you want. Let's say you want to swap them for Sol. All you have to do is click on Sol, and as you can see down here, the interface will automatically change and will complete the fields in order to accomplish the request that you have done through this field. Otherwise, you can also write US10 USDC and directly type what kind of token do you want to receive. Let's say that you want to receive USDT. All you have to do is write USDT. And I have to admit that for the first time I said, oh my God, wow, at least one platform that is finally doing something new. And after that I have been into their Medium blog, and into this article what they are saying is that they are working to build, as you can see here, today we are proud to announce the launch of Orca, the easiest, fastest and most user-friendly AMM on Solana. And it's something really interesting because most of the platforms are so focused on the technology part that is something absolutely really important. But what is really missing in the field of DeFi is building solutions that are really user-friendly. So having a platform that is working on it is a great sign, and is something that I think could be really helpful for the whole industry and also for the Orca platform itself. But let's go back. And before to go deeper into a tutorial and a complete overview on what kind of features Orca is offering us, and as we will see, there are some of them that are really interesting, I would like to have a look to the total value locked inside the platform to understand how the Orca platform is moving accordingly to what is going on into the market. If we use DeFi Llama, and more specifically we select the Solana ecosystem, we will see that right now Orca has just reached the 4th position into the total value locked ranking. And as you can see, what is really interesting to notice is that in the last week, in the last 7 days, the total value locked inside the platform has grown by 71%. And this is quite a lot, because as you can see also from the graph, from this chart, starting from the mid of August, the total value locked has increased, but has literally exploded since the 20 September. And it's something good, because you have always to remember that from the 20th of September until now, what we have seen in the whole market is not a good situation, because Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin was decreasing, and every time the price of Bitcoin decreases, we face a contraction in the market, a moment where most of the platforms are living some difficulties. And having a platform that it's not suffering in this kind of moment, but is literally exploding, that's absolutely a good sign. Going to the price, as you can see, the price is following a trajectory that is quite close to what we have seen for the total value locked. The price has been steady until the 20th of September, and has literally exploded in the last week, and has gone from a price of 5 to a maximum of 17 in not even 3 days. So it made a 3x in just 5 days. So that's quite a monster growth. Obviously, this kind of growth, it can't keep going up forever. Even if right now, after a small correction that took the price from the maximum of 18 to a minimum of 14, so a contraction about 20 to 30%, the price has recovered a bit, and right now we are again really close to the all-time high. And we will see what will happen in the next couple of days. And obviously it's much related to what will do Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin goes sideways, probably it's easier for a farming token like Orca to grow. If Bitcoin explodes, we will see. It's really a delicate situation, and we will see how the price will react. If the price of Bitcoin goes down again, and that could be an important stress test, because the graph is already extended with a growth of 3x in just a couple of days. So we will see if in that case the price will suffer or will be able to resist and to be resilient to what's going on in the market. That's something that is really interesting, because when we are talking about tokens that are so young, we don't have any kind of history to understand how this kind of token reacts to all the movements of the market. So we can just make any kind of hypothesis. And it's really interesting have the confirmation of what is happening in the moment when the market change direction. So the next couple of days will be for sure a great test for Orca. Looking also to the market cap, as you can see right now, the circulating supply market cap is around 143 million, and for a fully diluted valuation about something less than 2 billion. To be exactly correct, it is 1.72. And from this data, we can also understand that actually it's quite difficult to see another 3x in the short-term period, because going 3x would be going from almost 2 billion to almost 6 billion, and a fully diluted valuation of 6 billion for a so young market cap would be really impressive. I'm not saying that is impossible, but I'm saying be aware where we already are. We are not talking about a small project. We are talking about a project that can do even 10x, even 20x if it continues to grow in the next couple of months and probably more years. But right now we are talking about a really young project that has a really short history, and usually this kind of project are pumping a lot at the beginning, but at a certain point just retrace to a more sustainable level. And after that, if the platform continues to grow in terms of total value locked, in terms of user, and so on, also the price of the token, and accordingly also the market cap can grow and reach even higher level and do the 10x or the 20x, 30x that everyone who is holding Orca is hoping for. Okay guys, let's go back to the platform. And we have already seen this nice feature here that allows you to write what you wanna receive and swap. Another interesting feature is this label that you can see here on the left part of the page. And this is just this arrow, a white arrow, that if you click on it, you will see that it will appear your wallet. In this case, I connected my Phantom wallet that I'm using for this kind of test, and you can have the whole recap of what you own. This is quite useful because otherwise you have always to use a third integration, a third browser extension that is not the most user-friendly way to use a platform like Orca. Having this kind of feature integrated natively into the platform is something that could be nice and useful. Another interesting feature is this one, the stable swap, that is a feature that allows you to swap two kind of stable assets. And as you can see here appearing, these swaps provide better rates and lower fees for pairs with highly correlated price. What does it mean? It means that when we are talking about two kind of assets, that in this case two kind of tokens, USDC and USDT, that are both pegged to the same asset, in this case the dollar, the fees and also the slippage will be lower and the swap will be more efficient. And the reason is simply because when we are talking about two tokens that has almost the same value, the whole process of swapping the tokens could be more reliable because we don't have to be afraid to lose the peg, to create a discrepancy between the price from the moment when you approve the transaction and the moment when the transaction is really happening. And this kind of feature probably is something that we will see with more kind of assets. Right now it is only for USDC, USDT, but I'm quite confident that we can have lower fees and low slippage also for other pairs in the next future. Going on into the platform, as you can see here, we can find pools. And Orca has divided their pools into two macro categories. The first one is the Aquafarms, and the second one is the standard pools. What are the difference? In the standard pools, you are just earning the fees that are collected, so you are not receiving any boosted rewards. And a boosted rewards is what you will receive if you use Aquafarms. Aquafarms, for each pool, it means that they are rewarding you not only with the fees that they are collecting from each swap, but also giving you some Orcas, the token of the platform, to incentivize people to add liquidity to that kind of pool. As you can see also here in the right corner, Aquafarms will rotate on 7th of October. It means that the pools and the way they are rewarding each pool is not fixed, but it will change during the time, and they will give you a communication accordingly to the way they will change the amount of rewards. As you can see here in the tag on the top of each pool, you can find Aquafarm, so the tag of that confirms you that you are talking about a pool that is an Aquafarm pool, so has also a Orca reward, and also the number of tokens that you will receive for each $1,000. Here you can find also an APR that is a proxy that tells you what will be the expected returns if the fees and the rewards of the last 7 days will be steady for the whole years. And what is really interesting right now on this platform is that the APR is absolutely interesting and absolutely good, because we are talking about 21% for a stable pool like USDC, USDT. A stable pool means without impermanent loss, so that's really good. If you don't know what is impermanent loss, I highly recommend you to have a look to this video, and I will link the link. I will leave you the link in the right corner here, where I explain completely why impermanent loss is something that is probably the most important thing that you have to know if you want to add liquidity to any kind of pool, because it can really catch your gains and ruin everything you have built until that moment. Always remember that also the APR, so the returns that you will receive, this kind of percentage that you are seeing right now on the website, is not fixed for the whole period of the Aquafarm. So it doesn't mean that if you just add liquidity to this pool and you keep it until the 7th of October, you will receive this kind of APR. Always remember this is just a proxy, and this kind of return could be higher or lower accordingly to what kind of liquidity there is inside of the pool. But most of the time what really makes a difference is the trend price of the token that you are receiving as a reward. What does it mean? It means that if the price of Orca goes up, also the returns that you will receive will be higher, and the percentage will be higher accordingly. If the price of Orca goes down, it means that you will not receive this kind of returns, at least not in percentage. And this is something that can obviously affect your gains. And so pay attention to this and don't live in the illusion that this will be the real amount of money that you will receive. Not to mention that obviously, as I said before, the impermanent loss is something that obviously will affect your earnings, so keep an eye also on it. The double dip feature means that once you have received your LP tokens that are representing the liquidity you have just added to that kind of pool, always remember that not all the pools has the double dip option. Only some of them. As you can see right now, Atlas USDC has this kind of option, Polis USDC, and so on. Once you have added your liquidity, you have to go here on double dip, and you have to stake, you have to deposit your LP tokens. And as you can see, once you have deposited your LP tokens, you will start earning some more tokens. In this case, you will not receive some Orca tokens, but you will receive some tokens from the partners of Orca, and some of them is really interesting because, for example, you can start earning Slim. Slim is the token of Solanium. I made a complete overview, analysis and tutorials on it, and if you missed it, I can leave you also the link in the right corner here because it's really interesting. And you can stake your Slim USDC token and start earning some Slim on top of the Orca that you were already receiving from your LP tokens from the liquidity you have just added. And as you can see right now, for example, for this kind of pool, you will earn an additional 45.3%. And you can choose here what kind of reward you want to receive and what kind of pools are available. Always remember that also in this case, these kind of pools are time limited. It means that you have the opportunity to earn this kind of tokens in that kind of amount only for the period that this kind of partnership are available. In the moment when they are stopped, you obviously can't go on earning this kind of additional rewards. Okay, here you have also your liquidity. On this tag you can find all the pools where you have added liquidity. Here you can find also the deprecated pools. It means the pools that has ended and where you can withdraw your funds, because always remember that in the moment an Aquafarm, a double dip, or whatever pool is ended, you have to withdraw your funds, because from that moment on the funds inside that pool will not earn any kind of rewards. So it's better for you to remember to keep an eye on the scheduling. In this case, remember that on the 7th of October you have to come back and check what's going on, and if some kind of pools has been closed, and if in this case you have to withdraw your funds and reinvest them in whatever kind of pool you are interested. The last feature is the staking feature, and the staking feature is something interesting because right now it is rewarding you with a really high APR. As you can see here, the actual APR is around 84%. Always remember that when we are talking about APR, it means that it's not auto-compounded. So it means that you can reach even a higher APY, but to reach it, you have to auto-compound your gains by yourself. If you want to know more about the difference between APR, APY, and which is the ideal frequency that you have to use to compound your earnings, I highly suggest you to have a look to this video. I will leave you the link in the right corner here where I talk about it. The staking feature with a so high APR is something that is really useful, especially to reduce the selling pressure. Because what is the problem? When you have a platform that is exploding in terms of price, in terms of rewards, so people are receiving in their wallets so many tokens, what they will do? Obviously, they will try, most of them, to take profits unless they have some better opportunity that is paying them a lot. And having a feature like this one that is paying you an 84% in a context where we are talking about a platform that is continuously growing in terms of total value locked, it means that until this kind of trend continues, deciding to stake your rewards instead, just taking profit, could be at least an idea to evaluate. Obviously, I'm not saying don't take profits and use the staking feature because you can earn even more Orca from the Orca that you have just received. That's not the point. I'm just saying that having an 84% of APR is something that can take out some selling pressure and can sustain the price. But obviously this is not something that can last forever. So always have an eye on what's going on the market and try to take your decision in relation of your whole strategy and why you have holding or not your Orca tokens, like in this case. Another interesting feature is the collectibles. Collectibles are like some rewards that the Orca platform is giving to users that are using actively the platform and all the features. For example, they have rewarded all the people that has participated to the first voting cycle. They received a specific collectible that they can use here. If you have it on your wallet, you can deposit and you will start earning even more Orca from your collectibles. And this is another nice feature that incentivizes people to stay on the platform and complete more and more actions. And so they can earn some rewards like all of these collectibles and using them to earn even more passive income. All the collectibles are airdropped by the platform, so you don't have to invest, you don't have to buy them. You have just to use the platform and you will be rewarded with them. Or if you prefer, you can even sell them. As you can see from their documentation, they are saying that all the collectibles are you are able to sell them on Cyclos. Cyclos is a DEX and you can find the link here. And you can also find for each kind of collectibles the specific market ID where you can buy or sell this kind of item. Staying a little more on the documentation, I have to say that I loved the way they are structuring the contents inside their documentation, especially this area, the FAQs, is really nice. And if you have any kind of question or doubt, most of the time is already they already prepared an answer that you can find directly from their documentation. I will leave you also the link of the documentation in the description below, and I highly suggest you to have a look on it because it could really be helpful to better understand what they are doing and what's going on this platform. Okay, going back, there is also this kind of feature that is the info feature, and here you can find some tags that are taking you. For example, you can find here the tokenomics. As you can see here, actually the maximum supply is 100 million, and here you can find also all the different allocation. Before going on, I would like to show you this one, the fee structure. As you can see, they are not collecting the 0.3% and paying it to the liquidity providers, but they have a different kind of breakdown. Specifically, they are giving the 0.25% to LP providers. The 0.04 will go to the Orca treasury, and the 0.01% will go to the Orca Impact Fund. And as you can see here, the Orca Impact Fund represents the team's commitment to real-world positive impact. The accumulated fees will be donated on a quarterly basis to fight climate change. So there is also the intention to not only use the funds to become richer, but also to have a positive impact, in this case about the fight for climate change. Okay, here you can also find the whole breakdown of the different collectibles that has been already released, and more of them are coming. I think that I said everything about the platform. I would like to share with you a final thought about Orca. And as I said previously, at least for me, it's one of the first time that I'm seeing something. I'm not saying new because it wasn't really new what we have seen. But I'm seeing a team that is heading a direction that is really interesting because they are putting at the center the user, not just the technology. Because obviously we need a technology that has to be great, efficient, and whatever. And we need users that are able to use the platform in the best way. And this is something that is they are working on it, introducing, as you can see also here, there is a watch tutorial. That's great. This is something that I haven't seen on most of the platforms. And also having the opportunity to check your own wallet directly from their platform and not having the need to use a browser extension. This is also something great. And even this small label here, where you have the opportunity to type instead of selecting from the menus here in the typical interface of the DEX. It is something that I really appreciated because, at least in my opinion, it means that behind this project, that is a team that is trying to experiment different solutions to make the experience better. And this is something that, at least for me, it is really appreciated and I really loved it. Anyway, always remember that we are always talking about a really young platform. Orca is just at the beginning of his journey, so keep an eye on it, don't rush, and take your decision day by day because the market is changing continuously, and what we are seeing right now, and we are saying, wow, that's great, it doesn't mean that we'll stay great until not even the next week, or for sure not for the next couple of months. So stay always updated and keep an eye on what's going into the market. The two most important metrics are for sure the total value locked inside the platform and the price of the token. These two metrics are the reason why people are choosing a platform or not. And obviously, this is highly related also on what's going on into the blockchain that is at the base of this kind of DeFi platform. For example, in this case, Orca is based into the Solana blockchain. So if the Solana blockchain is really hyped, also Orca will benefit and will continue to grow. If Solana, for any kind of reason, dump or has any kind of problem, with any probability, also the Orca platform will suffer. So keep an eye also on it. Guys, if you have any question, just write me in the comment below. I'm really grateful for you if you are following me, and please subscribe to the channel if you are new, and leave me also a thumbs up to help you spread the word and reach more people. Thank you guys, and see you tomorrow. Bye.